Culver City, California. You're listening to The Second Column with Joe, Mike, Carlos, and Sean.
Hello, everybody. What's going on here? It's The Second Column. Yes!
Thank you, Carlos.
Well, how's that for a new intro?
Yeah.
We're gonna work on that.
There we are.
I think we're gonna work on that.
You just sprung it on me, man.
We're working out. Well, sorry, we sprung it on you 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, come on.
We're working on a new intro. What's
I
up?
thought you were kidding.
Can I just say at the top of the show, I've been very impressed by Carlos lately. Last night, Joe and I did a Judy Bloom show.
Let's explain what that is.
Yeah,
that doesn't make
I'd
any
like to leave it
sense.
at that.
It's the greatest intro to the show ever, right?
Former podcast guest and friend Jen Jones wrote a biography of Judy Bloom, and there was a book launch party last night in Santa Monica. We performed a song and sketch.
Right. And Joe and I once again performed, but Carlos captured all the women that night. And I'm amazed because Carlos has become a flirtation machine.
Or flirtation.
Yeah, a flirting machine. You've
Flirting
become a
machine.
flirting robot. It's great to watch Carlos
A robot.
flirt with these women because you kind of bust their balls a little bit and they love it. They
Okay,
absolutely love it.
let's have an example of that.
don't know.
I'll be a woman. You be a flirtatious
Yeah,
robot.
go ahead. Like Carlos,
I think I could do better than you, buddy.
flirt with Shawnette.
I'm not flirting with this Sean.
Hey, Carlos. I didn't know
He's
you
you're looking right at me,
I
too.
didn't know you like Judy Bloom too. I love Judy Bloom.
I didn't even know. You know what? I didn't know who Judy Bloom was.
Really? Are you there, God? It's me, Shawnette.
You just I'm leaving now. I'm leaving the room. You just creep me out.
I want you bad.
See, what Carlos
leave
Carlos
me.
gets motivated when there's real sight. I don't
Yeah.
you can't do this
It's
like
I
kinda hard to
can't.
do,
You
yeah.
have to be
Hello,
there.
Shawnette. I've got an extra hors d'oeuvre. I noticed nobody's offering you anything.
Well,
I think I gotta go. Actually, I gotta.
Oh,
leave.
now Kevin's playing me at the party last night.
Hey, wait, why are you walking to your car? I can help you walk to your car.
I have mace.
That's
Very
pretty
creepy.
True. Pretty true.
Yeah.
And now we know why Mike wanted you to introduce that because he wanted to go to that story right away.
You know, actually, I just thought about it when he was
actually.
actually talking because you were talking to women like that and they loved it.
You were getting excited at
You
random
had
points
these-
when you talked to the women.
You had these women in the palm of your hands, like it was putty. It
But
was
yeah,
just-
I
it
had
was-
myself in the end.
And yet at the end of the night, who was in your hand?
He got a number.
Yourself.
Myself.
You got some numbers.
I got a number.
You
I
got
a
some
number,
numbers,
yeah.
you know?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, that's
I met
perfect.
some lovely ladies.
You did.
last night.
Perfect segue into the first piece of business before we get to the column this week.
boy.
Is that the search for Carlos's first date continues to
Why?
be a
What is
disaster.
this? Why am I
Just
getting picked
a
on?
disaster.
Why am I getting picked on?
Now, first of all, I want to just share some feedback we've gotten. I've had a lot of people say, "Why doesn't Carlos just ask out the person you were texting about the shoes?" Like a bunch of people said that.
Really?
Yeah, like they got stuck in people's head that podcast when you were texting folks about or
Yeah.
texting that one person,
Yeah.
whether it was a guy or girl,
Right.
trying to find them shoes. I don't know. I don't
Well,
know.
I
if
think
that's
it was I. Well, the reason being was because I didn't know who this person was,
Right.
and I just felt.
Well, it's always a rather awkward thing.
Yeah.
I think
don't
people
know.
feel like you had a relationship
'Cause-
with that person.
Yeah, I
by
guess
the end.
so. Even though it was
Carlos
false.
would have started that relationship off by lying to her
Yeah.
as if he knew who she was.
And we all know
that's-
about lying.
That's good
Right.
dating.
Yes.
Lots of lying. Here we go.
Yeah, this is we're gradually finding out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's from my friend Megan, who she lives in Ohio, and she was trying to fix up a friend of hers.
I never met her, right?
No. She's trying to fix up a friend of hers who lives here to go out with Carlos. And the girl wrote back, "Are you out of your mind?
Wow. Yeah.
Hell no.
Yes.
I think his worst problem is that he's never been on a date.
Wow.
Something is wrong with this man. If my boyfriend ever dumps me and I get real desperate, I'll let you know."
Wow.
Are you serious?
Look at that.
Wow.
Wait, I
That's
never.
an opportunity then.
This
Yeah.
is the first
Yeah.
time I've actually
Yeah.
heard that.
Yeah, that's and by the way, I should introduce Kevin Ford is in the room in case you hear another voice.
Yeah, I don't know if I should
Yeah.
do I introduce
no.
myself
Hop-
or?
feel free to hop in. Feel free
Way
to
to
gonna get to
go.
that. We're
Way
gonna
to
get
go.
Mike destroyed the integrity of the top of the show.
Yeah.
Well, no, I didn't. I
by
said it just
by
before
demanding
the
a new
show.
introduction and then pimping Carlos into some kind of dating
Yeah,
thing.
I don't
It
know.
also destroyed my self-esteem. as
Right,
well.
and now
Yeah,
we have to
yeah.
build
Good
Kevin.
job.
Now we have to build Kevin back up from scratch today.
Yes, just for you audience members out there, we have Kevin Ford from The Great Adventure. He does many comedy things.
He's clapping for himself.
he's one of the
now.
funniest
That's
guys.
How, that's how pathetic
It's
it
only
has
Carlos
gotten
and Kevin clapping.
He's one of the funniest men in LA, and we're
Wow.
This
always
is what
lucky to have
happens
him.
when you mess with the structure of the show. So here's letter number 2, and this is from.
I hope this one's about
I
Kevin.
bet you that first girl sounded fat anyway.
I don't know what the girl looked like.
She sounded
Way
fat.
to woo him.
I don't know what the girl. Okay, here's the other one.
These are listeners.
This is from Jill. This
Don't care.
This is from Jill, who tried to fix up Carlos with a friend.
This one's from jail.
No, Jill.
Yeah.
Jill. Sorry,
Wait, but I think Kevin's hit upon something.
There you go.
this one's from Lompoc Correctional Facility.
Oh,
No, here it goes. So it really didn't go over well with Jamie. I told her she was the winner of a great contest and won a date with the debonair Carlos. She read your column and told me to go nominate myself. I think I kind of pissed her off.
yeah. And I know these girls
Yeah,
too.
but to his defense, he's been friends with them a long time.
Yeah.
But
There's no
I
interest.
also think first off, nobody won that contest yet. Okay.
There's been no winner.
There was a,
I think-
screening process that
Right.
Jamie had not completed. So maybe
Yeah.
before we go announcing
Absolutely
winners and proclaiming people winners, somebody should follow our process.
I think Jill got very excited.
I think the contest is over.
No, I think
Oh.
well,
yeah.
actually, I don't know. After last night, you might be able to sneak a date in.
Yeah.
there,
Well, I
so-
did it myself. I don't need this contest.
I know. So
I think
this
the
is-
contest gave you the confidence to ask
No.
that girl out.
Well, somebody please give Carlos the time of day.
Yes.
Okay, so for God's anybody out there listening,
Now you know how it feels. Now you know how it feels, Kevin.
Wait, Carlos, you've never been on a date?
No.
Is that what? Wait, like
not a real
Not a real-
date.
Well-
like I've been on a group date or kind of like a double,
double date?
Yeah.
You know, Kevin, not like a good old American date.
like
you know?
taking a girl to a movie,
Right.
And then
Yeah,
not
like I mean,
talking?
I've hung out with a girl, but it wasn't under the assumption that it was a date. Like under that, it was a date, like hanging out or something. Like
so
I
it's,
was
it's
gonna
never been
actually,
like a date.
right? Like it was gonna be a relationship. It was just gonna. Most of the time, it's usually like just friends hanging out. Probably,
Oh, okay, but
Yeah.
but you masturbate about her later, but she doesn't think about you.
probably.
Yeah, okay, all right,
All right, good.
got it.
And now we know how you work.
That's the difference.
Wow.
Now
That's
we-
how I date.
Can
Now
I
we know
ask
how
you guys
Kevin
a
dates.
philosophical question just before we
I have
begin?
dates in my
Please
mind.
do.
Do you guys ever feel like it's taboo to masturbate to a girl that you kind of like and you want to ask out, but you haven't asked her out yet, but you masturbate to her?
No,
Did you
that's
ask this
fine.
question in
What?
your
That's
philosophy class at USC? Because
Yeah.
Wait,
I don't know if that would be a philosophical question.
Well, I think it's a philosophical
Do your
question.
penthouse letter, maybe.
I think.
No, in other
I
words,
think,
do
I
you-
think Plato would say like you can masturbate to the form of her, but not to her actual
Oh,
self. So it's just some
yeah.
kind of likeness of her. So and it would be completely the
Yeah, I would
allegory
say
of the cave.
heirs would maybe argue that because we fear death and because of mortality that we
Right.
want to spread our seed wherever we can, and so that maybe it's just human nature to.
I say if
You know
that's
what?
what it takes to bust a nut, do what you got to do.
Exactly. But,
Nice.
I have a
well
little,
said. Well said.
I have a
From Ford.
little. I have a
From
little. I have a little trick though.
Oh.
See, I think about. I
Win a
think
date
about.
with Mike Constantino.
I think about that girl, like up until the moment that I explode, and at that moment,
Ew.
that I explode,
Gross.
at that moment that I
What?
explode, I all of a sudden, at that moment that I explode, I all of a sudden think,
Oh, Mike.
what are you doing? Oh, Carl's mind just blew. My God.
No,
you didn't let
that
me-
was you exploding. That was you
always
exploding.
You didn't let me
Always
finish.
on sync.
Oh, no,
always on
please
sync.
Okay,
Explode again.
hang on. Let
You
him
didn't
finish.
let me
Let him
finish.
finish. At the
At
moment,
the
he-
moment
yeah.
of explosion or conception, whatever you want to call it,
no
What?
ejaculation.
ejaculation.
All right.
There we go. That's what it sounds like.
At that moment, all of a sudden, what I do is I just completely change the image to another woman, like
Oh.
just a random generic,
Mike, stop it.
a random generic woman.
Uh-huh.
Could be anybody. And I at that moment, then to me it's fine. But do you ever think that's taboo?
Well, here's a good question about masturbation. Is it okay, or do you ever feel weird masturbating about a girlfriend or wife of like a good friend?
No, that's weird.
I don't
that's
do that.
weird.
I don't like doing that
Yeah.
either. Yeah,
I
kinda
feel like
weird.
it's wrong.
I don't like doing it, yet you do it anyway.
What?
But Kevin,
I feel bad afterwards.
Oh, you slut.
Kevin, if you ever get the urge to do it, masturbate to her. But then at that moment when you explode, just change the image to somebody else. I'm telling you, it works.
So it's kind of like masturbation pulling out.
Exactly.
Like you didn't really do it. You didn't really do it.
Yeah.
You just were having a little fun. It was some heavy petting that kind of got out of hand.
It got out of hand.
And then before
maybe
you
you
know
had
it-
a few drinks,
and then you blew your load and Angela Lansbury. Yeah, like,
Well, I guess the aftermath is going to be odd this time around.
It's not the
I-
explosion.
I
I'm
kind of
serious, Kevin, if you
hesitate.
feel guilty
I
about
kind
it,
of
try it.
hesitate to ask
Okay,
this,
all right.
Mike. But is this? I would assume you're a nice guy and you've never cheated on your girlfriend. But have you ever cheated on your girlfriend and maybe had sex with another woman, and then at the very last minute gotten in your car, driven to your girlfriend's house really quick, and sealed the deal with
Exploded.
her.
Exploded inside her.
You
Yeah.
exploded.
Really? I think I don't know.
I don't know if I'm that spontaneous. but-
And you know, and and it's odd that he's been on dates. You know.
Yeah, but but it's so difficult to find Carlos a date.
Yeah.
And yet, exploding Mike
Right.
seems to
There's
not
always
have too much of a
exploding
problem.
things.
It's interesting you describe your ejaculation as an explosion. I think more
that says a lot about Mike.
Mine's more like a lawn sprinkler, I guess. I don't know. It's not really
A gentle trickle.
Really?
yeah, it's like hard water coming out of a shower head. You know?
Jeez.
It's not really kaboom. It's more of like a bloop bloop bloop. You know, like,
Yeah. Mike's got to like
That's Mike.
wash
That's Mike
wash
that's
the
clapping.
walls.
That's Mike that's clapping.
Yeah,
right
Mike's
now.
got to wash the walls.
Yeah.
He's like,
Like,
he's-
hey, next time I go in the bathroom, one of Mike's windows is blown out. I'll know why.
it's like why do the walls in the bathroom have a new coat of paint?
yeah.
yeah, it's not paint. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'll be listening for exploding sounds.
Oh, gosh.
That'd be great if you did make if guys could make a cool sound when they came. There'd be so much more sex.
Like a
I
sonic
know.
boom or something.
yeah, some kind of sonic boom.
Sound effects add everything, to movies, yeah, it'd be good. Add sound effects during sex. That's a new thing.
A natural.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can make a lot of money out there.
Like
you
Inspector
try it.
Gadget. Inspector Gadget could
Yeah.
probably do that.
I would add like a bird chirping just to be ironic.
Oh.
I would do a hawk screeching like every time I jack just like it's like coming shooting out. Yeah,
Why you just do a chainsaw or something? Yeah.
dude, why are you so aggressive?
What? What? Wait, do the screech again. Yeah, that's gonna be a good soundbite, man.
Notice I'm doing the claws as I'm
I
doing
know.
it. Yeah.
Very scary. Very.
It's good. I think for Carlos, it would be like every time you did, it would be like that da na 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 na, and then like there'd be like little dancing.
I thought you were gonna do the mariachi, like the hats.
no,
Mexican
no,
hats.
no.
That's
I'm
what
not gonna
you
bring
were
up the Mexican.
doing. There we go.
Yeah. No, actually, and I forgot to mention that today we're joined by Shit McGee, McMuffins, Orient Express, and the Hispanic. For those of you who
That's
listened
a good-
last week, we all have new nicknames.
That's a good name.
Okay, I got two more pieces of business to get to. I don't think we're gonna have a lot of time for the column.
Have to call him.
But here we go. Okay, so this is from longtime loyal reader Mike Smooze. Mike was traveling last week, and he said, "Pass this on to the podcast boys. It's 1:08 a.m. CST. I think I'm not entirely sure where the Central and Mountain time zones mix. Blah blah blah. Anyway, he's stuck at the airport, and he says, here we go. One thing that has helped me keep up the last few hours. So he's stuck in the airport overnight. One thing that's helped keep me up the last few hours. I got in from Denver around 10:30 p.m. has been the podcast. I got caught up on the last few that I've missed, and surprisingly, I haven't fallen asleep. So
Wow.
that's my
More than we
backhanded
can say
compliment.
for Mike.
Yeah.
Okay, so and he said,
He had no response.
maybe it's the fact that my brain is pretty fried, but the podcast with Mike doing shots of Clamato was one of the funniest things I've heard in a long time.
Wow.
I remember that.
Smooth like that one.
What was
awesome.
what was the column topic for that one?
That was that was the night we went to see the kids in the hall.
Yeah.
So
My grandmother just passed away, and I decided to. She was Italian, and I decided to do an Irish wake for her. So I took a shot of Clamato beer every minute of the podcast.
That's what Irish people do.
No, but I think it's just what I felt like it was the
It's
right
what
thing
Mike
to
did.
do.
It's what Mike did. So
Yep.
that was Mike's way of honoring.
I thought you were Italian.
I am.
Half Italian, half Irish.
Yeah.
Oh, you
We both
cheating,
are.
lying bastard!
Wow.
Both of you are half
We both
Irish.
are half Irish,
Yeah.
half Italian.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ!
Yeah.
You should check your lineage. You might
We
be
were this
related.
close to we were this close to naming Hero Style McDago.
I like that name. I like that
Very
name.
I mean,
close.
yeah,
Oh, that's
it still
funny.
could stand. I
If
don't know.
the Hero Style brand goes south, we're gonna repurpose it as
Guinea.
McDago. Yeah, like Guinea, exactly. Okay. Why does that you love that?
Oh, Gainey, you're cracking me up here. Okay. Madago, I love
Awesome. Okay, last piece of business, then we'll move on. We have a new reader, Pat Dotson from Ohio. Joe, I'm a Mayfielder, so that's my hometown, who was introduced to your podcast and blog through your brother Dan. He had something up on his Facebook page about him being on your latest podcast. It was hilarious. The conversation on lordly pissing had me busting out loud. So that was from 2 podcasts ago. My one beef comes from the most recent podcast where Dan was the guest. Obviously, he made something up. Dan has never been invited to a party before.
Wow. I knew it. I knew it.
So how could he know about the story when
Yeah.
the girl gargled? We know what he
Agreed,
He
sir.
says, I will continue to listen to past and future podcasts. Your fan base has risen from 27 to 28.
Excellent.
So there we go.
Thanks
So
a lot,
some good,
Pat.
Some good fan mail from Pat. Thanks
Very
for
nice.
listening, Pat. Yeah, very good. Do a little radio voice. Like, thanks for listening, Pat.
Thanks for listening, Pat. Hope here after 50-50. It's 67 degrees outside.
What does that mean?
I don't
50-50?
know. I don't know. I think I might have
I
heard
like
it somewhere.
I don't know.
It's like half and half?
Yeah.
I just like it. The 50 and 50.
I think
It's Doppler lingo.
yeah. I think it's like half.
You gotta know Doppler. All right, you gotta know Doppler.
It's like half an hour
I actually-
commercials, half an hour music.
I actually do know Doppler a little bit.
Oh bullshit.
No, I've studied tornadoes. I've studied hurricanes and Doppler radar.
Just because you
Watch
just
the
'cause-
Science Channel.
Just because you watch the Science Channel doesn't mean you know
No,
Doppler,
when I
right,
was-
Sean?
when I-
Right, Sean?
Exactly, Kevin.
in grade
Yes.
school, I did a lot of science festivals, and I
You did a lot of posing, all right? You did
Oh.
what
I
you did.
actually studied these things.
Right.
I was interested in
Sure.
science.
Poser.
Mike's a Doppler poser.
He's
Yeah.
a Doppler poser. Yeah.
That's like losing in the loser playoffs.
Wow.
If I looked at a Doppler image, I could tell you where the tornado is in a thunderstorm.
Well, anyone could. I'm sure it's the big giant
Yeah, exactly.
thing that's doesn't look
That's
like
not part of the rest of the static.
Yeah.
It's in colors, Sean. It doesn't actually show a tornado.
You look for the wind swirl.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so
I
you look
want
for
to
the
challenge
colors.
you. One day, I'm going to challenge you.
That-
We'll both look at an
That'll be
image
an,
from a thing.
Oh, wow.
Let's save it for our best podcast.
Yeah.
ever.
You guys have,
we
you
could
Oh, wow,
charge
I
for
can't
that
wait.
one.
Yeah.
That's pay-per-view.
guys have a Doppler off.
All right. We'll have a Doppler.
Doppler.
Okay, let's get to the
A Dop off.
Let's get to the
Dop
Doppler.
off.
Let's explode all over this column.
I know. Yeah.
Wait, there was a
I
call?
am this close to exploding right now. Just from this
What?
awesome
Get
weather
away.
conversation.
The switch.
All right, here we go. This week I wrote a column called "Product Placement Has Gone Too Far," and I wrote about how I don't normally mind product placement in TV or movies or wherever it is, except that this month in Playboy they had Corona all over the Miss July, all over. It was just like everywhere.
It
was
just exploded
It
all
exploded
over.
in my face.
Jeez.
It was
Must have hurt.
terrible.
Must have hurt.
It was. I didn't like it. So anyway, I just kind of took a look at it and wrote about how distracting it was to my pornographic experience.
Wow.
It was a hindrance, so I did not enjoy it. And so I don't know. That was my take on it. You can read about it on my column. But Carlos had a completely different take because he gets the magazine also. And
No, I don't get the magazine.
Oh,
I-
you
no.
saw the magazine.
No, I just saw the magazine before the podcast.
That's right.
And I was looking at that spread you were describing.
Yeah.
And I guess product placement did not work because I just skimmed through it. I just looked through it, did not even notice Corona bottles at all.
Didn't notice anything else
At
but the
all.
naked woman.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Dave.
And I'm happy to
uh,
say that.
A good listener of ours and friend of ours, Dave Pavlina in Japan, and Carlos, they used to have a saying that the best thing at a party is you have a breast in one hand and a beer in the other
No,
hand.
we saw that.
So, I
in
mean,
the-
to
it was
me,
in the
that's like
mo-
the best of both worlds.
Well, it was in a movie. It wasn't at a party. We just would goof around at a party saying that, but we wouldn't do it.
So you never actually had a breast. In
no,
the
but
no.
beer in one hand
you
of
were
the
saying that
Is
would
anybody
be the,
here?
that would be the idyllic,
God, hell yeah,
idyllic
that'd be awesome.
situation.
Kevin?
Yeah.
No, never.
Never had that.
I've only had a beer in one hand and wish I had a breast.
An
Breast in the
explosion
Yeah.
in the other.
Yeah. Or two breasts in two hands. No
Although,
beer.
although when I've had a hand on a breast, I've never thought like, oh, it'd be great to have a beer,
a beer
in
in
my
one
hand
hand
right now.
Yeah. I'm kind of the same way.
I remember I remember when I was a little bit younger, I saw the movie The Devil's Advocate
Oh,
with
yeah.
Keanu Reeves and Al Pacino.
Yeah.
And there's a scene in that movie where he's dancing with his wife, who's Ashley Judd, like at her hottest.
No, it was Charlize Theron.
It's Charlize Theron at
Yes.
her hottest.
Get
it
Exactly.
right.
Yes.
Ooh, very
yes.
good.
And they're dancing, and he bends over and bites her ass. And I remember at that age, like thinking, like, that's kind of. I think I want to do that to a girl one day because it just
Wow.
looks so cool.
Yeah.
And I totally did. Like, I totally was in a position once to do it, and was like, I'm gonna live that out. And like thought back to like 13-year-old me, and was like, that guy wants to bite a girl's ass.
And did he do it?
Yeah, I did.
And what did the girl say?
She's fine with it.
She was
didn't-
cool.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She's cool with it.
All right.
Well, who's gonna say no to you, Sean?
Exactly.
They just held hands.
Yes,
held
John,
hands for a
yes.
second. That was nice. That was nice. It was almost like somebody's gonna bite somebody's ass right there for a second.
I figured as the blue train was going down, I wanted to hop on with the story of my
No,
own.
that's good. That's
Whoever
good.
wins that dop off gets to bite my ass.
Yo. Jeez. I could only imagine that. And you would let it happen too. I know. You would just be like, all right. You drop trowel.
Who wins then? I'm not sure. Yeah.
Somebody's gonna throw it. Somebody's gonna throw the dop off just
Definitely
so they don't
thrown
get
off.
the bite.
Yeah.
That's a loser competition right there.
That's the loser playoffs, my friend.
Yes.
Yep. The loser of the loser planners. Sean, did you make that up?
Yeah.
That's good. You're witty.
Thank you.
You should do comedy.
I'll keep that in mind.
Snap.
Hey, I'll start taking classes when you do.
Oh, double snap.
Ouch. I can't wait till our next scene together in Pangea. We're just going to stare at each other.
So much hatred in this room.
That there is. You wouldn't believe it.
Man, very good. Hey, Carlos, you also said that when you watch pornos, you also notice all the wrong things, like the guy.
Well,
ducking out of the leg.
I don't know if you call it bloopers, but when you see amateur porn, it's kind of weird when you see somebody in the distance, like that's not performing oral or doing any sexual acts.
What are
and
they
you- and
doing
you
in
go-
the
like,
background?
what are you doing, man? And you or you hear the camera like photos taken, and you're like, what is this? What can it that way?
Also, they're doing the still photos.
Yeah, or something. I don't know.
Or
It's-
I hate it when the directors giving
Yeah.
direction during the take. Move it to the left.
Yeah,
like,
it's-
like oh put your head up. It's like, dude, you're totally taking me
it's
out
like
of the
just
moment.
shut up.
Yeah.
Just let it be.
You
Yeah.
have to listen to him. That guy's the Roman Polanski of porn directors. He's
Oh,
a
that's
genius.
disgusting.
or if the guy doing the girl talks too much.
Yeah.
Like that
Well,
pisses me off.
that's distraction.
Because it's like the emphasis is on the girl. The camera is
Right.
on the girl.
Yeah.
You're just there. You're just there to provide a function.
Yeah,
Right.
You're a set piece.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you're talking.
Don't turn. Don't talk.
Yeah, you're like,
don't
do you
try to-
like
don't
this
steal
bitch?
that
Do you like
spotlight.
that?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
like-
no, I don't like it.
or even like to themselves. It's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, this feels great. Oh, you're so good. Like
Yeah.
I don't care if you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
You're there to do a function. You're there to make the girl look good, so I can
You have
just shut the fuck up.
You have a godlike presence when you watch porn. Almost like you better do it and you better shut up. Almost.
Okay, all right. Porn is all about like escapist fantasy.
Yeah,
like, hey,
I agree.
Maybe
I
I'm
agree.
that guy doing the girl.
Sure.
That's what. That's what everybody should.
So you wouldn't even say anything. You would just be like,
Well, I certainly wouldn't be saying what that guy is saying. It's like,
Right.
what? Like that's what you say? No,
And
that's
maybe that's
horrible.
why you're not banging porn stars.
oh.
Because you're not saying what that
I think
guy's saying.
I think if Mike was a porn star,
Oh,
his
no.
his,
That's
his catchphrase would be like, "I'm gonna explode."
Actually,
my name would be like Explosion George or something. I don't know, some.
Explosion.
But that
like
is the
Adam Bomb.
oldest man name that a
George.
porn actor could have. Is
George.
George. I
George.
think of George.
Yeah.
Gorgeous George.
He was the dad on in Dennis the Menace. He was the old man
The old
on Dennis
man
the
next
Menace.
door.
George.
Yeah.
That's what I think of.
I'll be honest though, I
or,
actually,
yeah.
I don't have any problem admitting this. You might think I'm soft or whatever, but I actually,
no,
No.
we heard
Soft.
you earlier
He's
today.
no soft.
I
no softness.
actually like softcore porn better than hardcore porn.
What?
That's not. That's
And
gay.
I'll tell you why.
That's
No,
gay.
Like
No,
how
I'll tell you why.
they're wearing underwear. And
What do you
shit?
like, soccer and communism too?
What?
You're like don't you jack off to people making out? And
No,
like, heavy petting? Like-
softcore porn. You see the woman like screwing and stuff, but I don't like seeing the men, the genitalia of the men. Like
Are you intimidated?
no, I'm not at all. I prefer just
I
seeing
am.
all woman and then just imagining what's going on. So I like to use my imagination a little bit more.
I like it when they pull out and show like
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be like
Yeah.
like 5 minutes of just like dick vagina like over and over like pull out let me see them enjoying themselves yeah, why not.
I like a real. That's what I do.
Genuine.
Yeah, I like it genuine.
well, I mean,
Like-
softcore can be as real as anything.
Well,
'cause,
no, no.
yeah.
Like
No, it's
people who-
really
Actually,
not.
Softcore, you see a girl riding a guy, and it's like,
But
same
it's
thing.
not.
They could be
it's
wearing-
not happening.
I don't mind if it's
I'd
kind
rather
of
see
fake.
more of the woman than the man. You know what I mean?
I always think when I watch that, I always think, oh, he's probably got his underwear on.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
She's wearing a
That's
bikini.
what happens
for
and
my
like
guy.
a
Yeah,
thong
he's
or
got his
something.
dong taped to his leg.
It
Really?
just kind of takes you out of the
Yeah.
the moment. It's like, oh, I'm watching a movie. I'm watching something that's fake. And
Just keep it simple.
Yeah.
all right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I hate in
Uh-oh.
amateur porn is the
What?
horrible
Wait.
improv.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
actually,
jeez.
that's a good
The
point.
horrible
You're-
improv.
you're in the
Now,
right
we should
room.
preface this. Kevin is awesome at improv. He's one of the best
Top
improvers,
notch.
in my opinion, in Los Angeles.
He's very good.
and
I just take myself very seriously with my craft.
Kevin is
Yes.
great. Like he will turn any scene that's not
Now,
going anywhere into something. So
Kevin
anyway,
does. Kevin
please
does a
go
lot
on.
of non-porn improv. So
Yeah.
how can you?
Yeah.
So what is your
Much of
criticism?
it. Well, yeah, it's like you're watching porn, and improv has kind of ruined porn for me in the sense that, like,
I can see that. I can
seriously,
see that.
improv.
Improv
I
has
think,
ruined
I
sex
think
for the rest of us.
anybody who's taken like a level 1 improv class and then they go right to watching porn, they're gonna notice like discrepancies.
When you
that-
say
that are
right
gonna-
to watching
drive
porn,
home?
Are you pulling it up on your cell phone on your way home? What is right after class?
I'm saying
When you
like
go
a
porn?
normal man, when you get home for whatever you're doing, first thing you
At
do
all
is go to the porn. Yeah, exactly.
all right.
I like you put your wallet down, you put your keys over here.
What? Your wallet
you
down.
you press the button
Before you
and
go to the
just
bathroom.
boom, there goes there's the
Yeah.
camera.
It's already in the DVD player
It's
too. I
already-
like
It's,
that.
it's like those futuristic movies where the guy walks in and he's like, computer, lights, stove, porn. You know, like,
Do you even put that in the zipper or something? No, I mean, really.
Carlos, I'm not going to get
That's
dirty.
disgusting.
All right.
Crying out loud.
Don't take it too far.
Anyway, yeah.
Hey,
so,
This is a respectful podcast.
so yeah, you're watching these porno scenes, you know, and like, you know, and the guy is, you know, giving the girl a gift, like oh,
An improv gift.
an improv gift. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, like
Yeah.
for those listeners who don't know improv terms, you know, a gift is like where you're giving somebody else in the scene something that they can work with.
You give them information.
And some information about
Right.
their character,
Right.
not you. It's like, oh, you like it when I do this, and then the girl will go like, oh, questions all the time. They
Yeah.
always do questions,
Which is, again, breaks
you,
an improv
You never
rule.
do questions in improv,
Right.
and they're like, oh, you like it when I do this. Oh, I like it when you do that. And it's like, what? It's like all you're doing. You're repeating what he just said, and two, you're asking a question.
Wow.
You're putting him on the spot, and you can hear him like kind of struggle, like, yeah, you do like it when I do that. You know, it just takes me out. Just takes me out every time. Like horrible. So me and Joe were talking about starting up the Van
Van
Nuys
Nuys Improv
porno
Academy.
improv school. Yeah,
I'm in.
Oh,
I'm
academy,
in.
not
Academy.
school. Academy.
I'm in.
This is
Academy.
official shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what kind of scuzzy place would we hold that? Like just the basement. No, there's no basements in California, obviously.
I think you should do it at like the Sherman Oaks Castle, like at
Yeah.
a putt course.
Right.
Like get one of those rooms, and you can get the pizza for
The
like
community
25
room.
bucks.
Yeah.
I want
the community room. They
yeah.
can get back from playing a little Mortal Kombat.
I
and they
love
can
that
walk-
Or
idea.
underneath the freeway pass.
I love that
you know.
idea.
And Sean, what were you saying earlier about like you like stop them in the middle of the scene and like you know just like while they're having sex, you know,
Yeah.
you ask them like 3 questions.
Oh yeah, you would you definitely you'd have to stop them, and there's a big line in improv. You know, you want to get a lot of information out in the first 3 lines, and so you'd stop them in the middle of they're going at it, and you go, hey, wait. In the first 3 lines, some things need to get out. We need to get out who your characters are, what's the relationship to each other, and your cock.
Yeah,
Those
exactly,
3
yeah.
things need to
Wow.
come out in the first 3 lines. It's important stuff.
I'm here to deliver the pizza.
That's like,
Yeah, I'm here
Yeah.
to deliver the pizza.
About time.
Now
We're
you
about to
establish
have
that you're a
sex.
pizza man.
My husband isn't home.
My husband isn't home.
So now we
dick
know who
out.
they are to each
Exactly,
other.
and dick
Schwantz. Right.
And you're done.
Schwantz.
It's like get to the business, you know, like
Right.
And it
God.
is because, one of the other things about improv is you're not really supposed to talk about doing things. You're supposed to just go
do
and
them.
do them.
Exactly, yeah.
And the best pornos are when they just do it.
Exactly.
Right. Right.
Exactly.
Right.
It's like oh, I'm about to do this. Oh, we're about to do that. Just do it already.
Yep.
It's simple improv.
just do it. Is that what they meant when
I
Nike?
would say the one
That's
problem.
kind of a stretch, Carlos,
All right.
but
All
I'm
right.
with you.
Okay.
I might say the one problem is in an improv they really talk about committing, and I don't really like commitment with my pornos. I think
Yo,
commitment
you
pornos
don't like
go
commitment.
down. I don't really want commitment. I want
But you want them
all
to
over the
commit to
place.
like the scene, like
Yeah.
that they're having a
Yeah,
good
I guess
that
I'd
they're
like them to
enjoying
commit
The
to
themselves.
integrity
that.
of the scene.
Yeah.
You want to think that it's real for those.
I've seen like pornos where like the girl is like, like they're getting hot and heavy, and like the girl like takes off her bra, and like the bra like kind of like slaps off too fast, and like and you can see them break character for a second.
Right.
And I'm like, come on.
Right.
Like you're totally taking me out. Make it second. Use that gift.
Right.
Like when you're in an improv scene,
Right.
improv show, somebody's cell phone goes off. You don't like break character and like, cell phone
You
just went
use
off.
it.
You use it.
used it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You use the
Totally.
cell phone ring.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So in that case of the bra flying off real fast.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like don't.
You'd be like,
Stop the scene,
I've heard about you.
Yeah. Exactly.
You
Yeah.
explode out of your bra.
Exactly. Yeah.
a lot of
I'm,
explosions.
I'm about to explode on you. Yeah.
Right
Wow.
now we've got a
Something-
whole
yeah.
thing going. That would be really good.
I could teach those porno people so many improv tricks
We're
I-
gonna do it.
that would make their movies
I like
flow
how
so
I
much
like
better.
I like the fact that I'm in the middle between Joe and Kevin when they're talking about their porno.
Yeah, our
like
porno
it's-
improv. Wow, what's
I'm just
wrong?
looking at like tennis.
We're not-
It's like- I'm just like, what you gonna say?
What did you say? It's genius tennis. What was that?
Smart,
Smart tennis.
disgusting.
No,
tennis.
sorry.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it's a huge pet peeve of mine, and we don't talk about this for very long, but huge pet peeve of mine is whenever actors do a movie and they do the interviews to promote the movie, they go, yeah, the director let us improvise on the set. And you're just like,
No way.
oh, you know it wasn't good.
Yeah, but in
You know,
drama,
it's never
in drama,
good.
improv is so much easier than comedy, because in drama, like you just kind of react to the situation, like, oh, someone died, how would you react, But in comedy, you got to be funny about it.
You got to be inventive.
totally different world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So improv, in my opinion, in drama versus comedy, in drama,
I
it's
see what
much
you're saying.
easier.
It's like drama improv. You're working with what's right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Comedy improv, you got to be pulling in shit from the outside.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Now, no, it is.
It is.
true.
Okay,
I don't know
all right.
what to add.
You
I
really
bought
sold
it.
that, Joe.
I don't
I
know.
bought it.
I don't know what
really
to add to
sounded
it.
sarcastic.
Good.
But,
Yeah, it
you sold that.
wasn't funny, but it was a good point.
Hello,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, come on, man. You can't always be funny.
Is this a funny podcast?
It's
I don't
supposed to
know.
be.
The
The intent is humor. Okay, very good.
I'm not laughing.
Mike, you had a great piece of paraphernalia that was given to you at one point, a promotional thing involving girls. And why don't you
I
explain
wouldn't
it?
call it paraphernalia. I'd
Well,
call
what is it?
Something legal. And
Well,
justified.
paraphernalia is
Paraphernalia
legal.
Quite legal.
Paraphernalia is legal.
Yeah, the definition of paraphernalia is something
legal, actually.
I always thought it was drug related.
Drug related paraphernalia.
That would be drug.
describes-
Yeah, that would be drug
describes the
paraphernalia.
Paraphernalia, yeah, is a euphemism for legal.
No, I got
stuff.
A euphemism.
You don't know.
I like this.
I like how Kevin disguises how he doesn't understand big words by saying bigger words.
yeah.
Paraphernalia is really a euphemism
You know
for
what it is?
microcosm.
Yes.
I was just about to say microcosm. That's hilarious.
Paraphernalia is really it's a misnomer.
That's a
more than anything,
for
you know.
oxymorons. Or, you know.
I have to to veer off, and I feel totally right in veering off of Mike's story because he's veered off of everybody's story.
Right,
with his
right.
Hasn't even
little
said he hasn't even said his story.
side point.
Fair enough.
But whenever I get angry and I'm on the phone with somebody, like a bank or someone like that I get pissed off, I use misnomer is my number one word to use.
That's
like
great.
I would actually say I received this letter and I would say that's a misnomer and incompetence, because the incompetence of your company. When I called yesterday, I had already paid this bill.
Nice.
and meanwhile you're calling my cosigner. I think that's a misnomer. When I read your letter, it said that my
I don't even think you're using it correctly in that.
no, I probably not, but I
yeah,
love
I'm
using
saying
it when I get angry. I use
Yeah.
misnomer and incompetence.
Yeah.
Like that's like my shit. Because when you're on the phone with
Yeah,
somebody,
yeah.
second you curse, they can hang up the phone. So you don't want to curse, but I want to use that word that's like that's my
Yeah.
fuck you and incompetence.
It
and
keeps them off
misnomer.
balance.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Whoa!" They're trying to figure out why I said that word.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's like he should have used a noun there. That's a verb, for Christ's sake.
Stick it up your incompetence, you
Yeah.
misnomer, mother misnomer.
Misnomer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
All right, so-
I've dealt with your kind. I've dealt with
Okay.
your kind.
So Mike had paraphernalia.
Yeah, very good, Mike. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, Kevin.
No, never feel bad about veering off from Mike. It's,
all
it's
right.
karmic. It's karmic.
I take offense to that.
It's karmic. You're like NASCAR. You're all left turns.
I have
There's
a lot of
there's no
things to say.
straightaway with
No.
Mike. It's all left turns.
What was it? What
go
was
ahead.
it?
And explosions,
So-
which is also very
explosions.
common in NASCAR.
You know, NASCAR, you're always risking your life. It's a very dangerous thing.
Really?
Yeah, it's like Top
Really?
Gun. You know.
No, it's not.
you know what?
actually.
You know
I
what?
don't know about that.
Are we veering off into NASCAR now? Because
Yeah.
I'm just gonna shut down.
No, it's fine. Go ahead. 'cause,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
NASCAR
Kevin,
I just want to close out
Kevin.
Mike's. I just want to say good point, Mike. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Well, no, it is. It's very much like Top Gun. You know,
Good
so
point.
you're risking your life. It's
And now, and the universe has now eaten itself because Mike has veered off from his own
His own-
story. It is
Wow,
over.
Full circle.
Very good. Okay, Mike, you had your shot.
Epoch.
Mike, talk about the terrible, or not terrible. It was terrible to us, but talk about the very exciting
I
to you.
don't think it's terrible at all.
That's what
I
I'm
think
saying. The very exciting to you piece of paraphernalia. I'm so unhappy that I used that word. That you had that we talked about.
Well, I would say it's a good product.
Right.
One of my friends actually gave me a calendar.
it's brilliant.
Yes.
It's brilliant.
It's brilliant.
You guys are cracking me up. I'm sorry. I can't keep a straight face. No,
Uh-oh.
He's
My
gonna
friend-
There
hiccup.
might be some hiccups coming.
Yeah, jeez.
I should preface it. My friend called me on the phone. He's like, I have something that you're really gonna like. I'm like, what? What is it?
That
You
can
know?
only be like 7 things.
And he
by
wouldn't,
the way.
he wouldn't tell me. So like I kept going through my head. I'm like, it could be a bunch of things, you know. Anyway, he brought it over and it was really cool. It was a calendar with trains, but it had like really hot girls like posing in front of the trains.
Jeez.
And it was awesome because I'm like, man, that's like
For
the best
you.
of, yeah, it's like the best of both
Did
worlds.
you pleasure yourself to it?
A
Be
couple
honest.
times,
Oh.
sure.
Did you really?
Be honest.
No bullshit. No, I'm not kidding. Like,
No, no bullshit. I don't.
you actually did.
Yeah, of
Did
course.
you have a favorite girl in the calendar?
Oh yeah.
Did you have a
Have a
favorite
favorite train?
Yeah, it was. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It was
a 16 gauge.
no. It was February.
What about the train though?
No, it was.
That's a nice caboose you got there.
You guys let me finish.
No.
It was.
No, we won't.
What were coal cars like?
It was.
Nice,
It was
nice.
Miss February, and the railroad. The railroad was Conrail, which is no longer exists, and it was a nice blue Conrail like has this nice blue train.
You've
blue,
yet to describe the woman.
but she was wearing a blue bikini and she kind of meshed into it. And,
They weren't nude.
So
No,
she's
they
a
weren't
train
nude.
woman.
Oh,
Even
damn it!
even gayer.
I thought it was nude girls on trains.
Yeah.
So that
but
would
it
be
was,
cool.
it was really nice. Yeah,
How
I enjoyed
many
it.
how many calendars do you think they printed of this? You think I'm gonna throw out a ballpark figure here. One
calendar.
One calendar.
I'm gonna say 10.
specifically for you.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it very much. Like I got the calendar and is that my phone ringing?
Yeah, the phone's ringing.
Yeah.
Oh, can you hear that?
Use it.
Yeah, we
use
can all
it
hear
like
it.
in a
Yeah.
porno.
Did-
Use it.
Did you guys?
I would answer it. I have no idea who it is right now. It's kind of late.
Have you guys seen that calendar at the West Side? That's like hot dudes that work at funeral homes.
That's pretty good.
You haven't seen that?
What a-
They got it
Nah.
hanging up at the West Side.
What a fantastic idea.
Yeah, so you see like people like at a funeral, at a cemetery, and then like in the foreground is like the guy like hanging on the hearse, be like, yeah, like
It's like these beefcakey guys.
like beefcake guys
Yeah.
that work at funeral, or like a guy like picking up a coffin.
Are,
you know,
are
like-
any of them like popping out of the coffin, like flexing or anything? Do they get humorous with it, or is it all pretty
I
serious?
don't think they get
Jeez.
tasteless.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, they
we
don't.
should
yeah.
we should preface this. West Side Eclectic is a comedy theater, and
Oh, for those who don't know, yeah.
yeah, and I'm actually in the program, which Carlos and Joe they always bust my balls
Yeah,
on
because
it
Mike's doing his classic improv stance of standing in the back with his hands in his pocket.
that was a long time ago.
I call that position A.
It's a horrible shot, you know.
But
and,
it is.
but it pretty
classic,
much
though.
encapsulated your first year and a half of improv.
Yeah, which is I'd love to have that, on camera. But anyway, thank you, Adam. The calendar, I really enjoyed it, and I still have it to this day.
When's the last time you pleasured yourself to the
Yeah.
calendar?
Oh man, it was a long time ago.
Is February and March stuck together?
There's only 11 months
so
in
old
Mike's
as-
calendar.
No, I have so much eye candy these days because Joe and I have been doing a lot of shows, and there's just so many women at all the bars. My imagination is just run wild, and
All right,
It's
ladies,
great.
if you bump
All right.
into Mike Costantini
Watch
tonight,
out.
Yeah.
you might be in Mike Costantini's bed tomorrow.
Exactly.
I don't
You might set it off.
Yeah.
I don't need pictures anymore. Don't need movies. Don't need Playboy.
Wow.
Don't need
Oh.
porns.
Well,
No,
look
I've
at you.
got it all
Aren't
in my
you
mind.
special?
I'm just
Aren't
looking
you
for somebody
special?
to light the fuse for
Yeah.
that explosion, baby. It's a
Don't-
long wick.
don't-
It lasts the whole way home.
All in my mind.
Don't drag hero style into your explosion.
Jeez.
Good. What was you gonna say? Yeah, I'm
I was
sorry.
gonna say, yeah, ladies, when you're talking to Mike Constantini, just know that he is taking mental images
He
of
is-
you
he's taking a
for later
snapshot.
masturbatory
Yeah.
sessions.
And he's making your breast bigger and your ass smaller.
Yeah, do you do that when you're doing this? You're kind of mentally picturing these women. Do you make them better, more attractive to you, more?
No,
pleasing?
I keep the integrity of each woman.
Believe me, that is one thing that is
Integrity.
not
That was
bad.
Integrity.
It's
Is that the
integrity
right
from
word?
anyone.
That's a misnomer. Though.
Yeah. That was no
Epoch.
incompetent statement.
No law has ever been broken in the mind.
Entropy.
No.
Kevin keeps saying big words.
Really big words.
No, I listen. I find things attractive about all women, various things, and like I will keep the integrity of that if I'm thinking about it.
Why you have a
You're-
pen in your hand?
Because I am in thinking mode right now.
Your use of the word integrity is superfluous.
Wow.
Superfluous.
Superfluous.
Jeez.
Oh man. Oh, very,
Wow.
Very good. Very good.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've come to about that time. I think we're gonna start to wrap things up here with
Thank
the,
God.
with the aftermath or the explosion.
Mike.
Somebody get Mike a towel.
Mike,
yeah.
come on.
Oh, we didn't get to talk about product placement.
So you can use that as your final.
Yeah, you can use that as your final
Yeah,
thought, whatever
as
you
your
like.
final as your aftermath piece.
Oh,
So
okay.
we'll go around the room and everybody will do one. You
Oh, got it.
yeah. So
got it.
please use that because you had really good stuff to say. We'll start what we always do with Explosion Boy. Ladies, if you've seen Mike and he's seen you,
Oh,
he'll be seeing you again. And again.
stalking.
First of
Again.
all, I would think any girl that I've talked to, and if I
Any girl?
so happen to
Uh-huh.
do the deed to, like in my mind,
Yeah.
any girl's gonna take that as a compliment. I don't know any woman that wouldn't take it as a compliment.
You could
they were
never-
being masturbated
I don't know
to.
about
You could,
that,
I don't. Do
but-
you know?
Let
any,
me ask
do you
you,
know
Joe.
any women you could say that to, and they would take it as a compliment?
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
how would you say it?
You wouldn't.
A hot woman comes up to you, Joe, and says, I masturbate to you all the time. How would you take it?
I'd immediately freak out. I'd be like, "What's wrong with you?"
Hey, Kevin, how would you take it?
Yeah, I would say that same thing.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah, I'd kind of freak out.
All right.
Yeah.
Would you freak out?
I mean, I wouldn't like.
She's a very attractive woman. She just comes and says, yeah, I
Doesn't matter.
masturbate to you a lot. Wouldn't it do something good for you?
I'd have questions.
Yeah, I'd be.
What about
I'd
you,
have
Carlos?
severe
I
reservations.
think I think she'd be fucking with me, just trying to be mean.
So you don't believe it. Sean,
No,
what about you?
yeah.
I think I'd open with Do you think you and Mike Costantini were switched at birth?
I would bite her ass though.
No, because that would be such an outrageous thing for a woman just to say to somebody she's not dating or
It's a bit odd. It's a bit
Yeah, I
odd.
think it's
I would
off.
never
We're saying
It,
complete.
it shows something mentally wrong.
Have
I
you
would-
ever had a woman compliment you? Because it sounds a lot different than that. It's usually like, yeah, that's a nice shirt.
I would say,
like that shirt. That I go home and I
it's-
feel good about.
You know what? It's an unsaid compliment because I think
No, it's definitely said. Something
No,
said.
he's talking about the masturbating.
the masturbating thing. Like I think it's an unsaid compliment.
That would
Like,
make it a thought.
Honestly, I would never say it to a woman like, "Yes, I masturbated you last week."
Right.
Oh, I thought we were talking.
know what?
Complete
I have-
strangers
I-
coming up to you and saying that.
Mike was. I
I-
thought he was.
No, I have lost my mind. Of course, most of you people on the podcast probably think I have, but I'm not that crazy. I won't go up to some woman.
No,
and
you
say,
would never do that. No,
You know,
never seen you do that.
But I think it's an unsaid
Yeah.
compliment. I think it's great, And I will be honest, like I have committed atrocities in my mind because
And you've been on dates, right?
I have masturbated
More than
to
Jesus.
I have masturbated to friends' girlfriends.
Oh, what a
Oh.
douchebag.
And
Name one.
no, I won't because you know
Oh,
why?
I know who it is.
Wait a second.
I know who it is.
No, you know why? Because it would cost my friendships with these people.
No, it
but
wouldn't.
the thing that I always do is at the very last moment, I change the image of the girl, and then it becomes okay.
Should they take it as a compliment if you do it? I would think
Yeah.
that you could.
Yeah, but my friends probably wouldn't enjoy that.
well, then they have no use
You know?
for unsaid compliments.
But I think it's an innocent
No,
thing.
it's like your,
and I
your,
just think,
your girlfriend is so hot that I jack off to her.
Right.
yeah, no,
You
but
know?
I think
what
like
guy
Way,
wouldn't wanna
way to
hear
go,
that?
dude.
What guy
Way
would-
to go.
High five.
Yeah.
I think
You found a winner.
I think it just means that you find someone attractive, that's attractive to you, and it's the bottom line. It's a healthy thing. We shouldn't be afraid of it.
No, I don't
We
think
shouldn't
any-
conceal it so much.
I don't think anybody's afraid
I am
of it.
terrified of masturbating.
I am terrified of you, Mike.
Dude,
Well said.
I'm tired of concealing it.
Yeah.
I want to be out in the open with it.
but my only
Yeah.
qualm is, I met this girl just recently, and I'm actually very, very attracted to her. I gotta say,
Oh, no.
very attracted. And we're gonna be going on a date pretty soon. But yeah, my qualm the other day was, should I masturbate to her? Because I've learned that this prevents prostate cancer. Like masturbating is
Masturbating to
good
this
for you.
specific girl?
What I always tend to get good images in my head, and my big qualm the other day was like, no, I'm gonna wait, and I think
You're-
that means a lot.
You're a real gentleman.
I think so.
Yeah. You're a real
Yeah.
nice guy.
All
I think so.
Way to go.
All right.
Even though you're the only person who's ever going to know that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Coming from the man that's killed 1 million people in video games.
Way to.
In video games.
What's
Not
the
in real life,
What's the
okay?
difference? What's the difference? My mind or video games?
Your
Same
mind is
shit.
scarier. Your mind is
Yeah,
scarier.
your mind's like a
Your
your
mind-
mind's like a haunted house that
Yeah.
never closes.
It's like Jason, Freddy, and Michael Myers. They're just
Yeah.
on that.
There's a lot
right
of stuff.
there.
A lot of stuff going
I
on.
don't
there.
know.
Mike, we're very proud of you for showing self-restraint.
Good job.
Yeah,
Uh,
and I would like to say this last couple things.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus.
Women
God.
are great. I'm glad we have them. And
You reverse your stance from before.
no, I think a lot of women are crazy,
Wow.
but I think a lot of
All right.
I think
Makes-
are great.
I
I'm
think a
glad
lot
that
of
we have them.
I'm glad that we have.
but I think a lot of women are sane, and I think it's a balance
Wow.
in the universe, and
You-
we can't live with them, but we can't live without them. It's the old adage.
Good point.
And you know what?
Good point.
That's all you. That's all you should have said.
The
That's
buck
all.
stops
That's all.
here.
That's all.
No,
Remember-
I have to say this last thing. That is something that George Carlin said, and in memory of George Carlin, who was one of my favorite comedians, I was very sad this week when he passed away. I have to dedicate that to him.
Can you edit this the last 5
When,
minutes
the
of
last
the show?
the last improv rehearsal we had, our coach Jeff Sloniker said, "Hey Mike, sometimes when you talk, you should just stop." He's like, "You just keep talking. Sometimes you just keep going." And it's like, "No, we got it." So-
I had to pay my tribute to George Carlin.
no, it was the 5 minutes before that.
Yeah.
It frightened us. No, very good, Mike.
Ramble on.
Thank Thank you, Carlos. Try to top that.
Oh
Top that,
gosh,
Carlos.
I don't want to. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Well, thank
Yeah,
you, Kevin.
sorry,
Kevin's
Sorry, buddy.
What's
touching his
going
arm.
on?
Joe's touching
No,
his arm right
stop
now.
There's
tickling
been
me.
a lot of talk. There's been a lot of talk.
Well, no, I just want to say that actually I did enjoy this article.
Thank you.
When it was funny because when I was reading the article, I immediately looked at the layout, and
Okay.
that's all I saw was just the Corona.
Yeah,
you
so I
know,
thought, yeah.
I don't know, but I'll keep an eye on that now.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I'll try to do that. It's see what's going on.
Just
I don't.
see if it
I don't.
It distracted me.
Yeah,
That's what
and
it
I don't. And I do agree with you. I do. It takes out the integrity of the magazine.
Yes,
Yes.
I want to have girls in front of fireplaces,
Right.
or on a boat, or you know what I mean, with no
It's like
products.
it's always the
around them.
same thing.
It's always a fireplace or
Right.
a boat or I don't know, a garden maybe,
right.
or
the
a beach.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's it. Like those are the four.
Right.
Those are the four places in Santa Monica they go
but
to
just
shoot.
but just I want to see boobs and the
Yeah.
vagina, whatever it is, because it's a it's an adult magazine, but I don't want to see like some
Oh
fucking,
look, there's a vial of Preparation H in the background.
or Mountain Dew,
Yeah, or about
come on.
great can of Mountain Dew.
Jesus.
But really quick, is there a product that you wouldn't mind being product placed
Probably a
next to a naked
dildo.
woman?
I would say a dildo.
Okay.
Something
Or
I
like
like how
vibrator.
Carlos
Or
answered
vibrator.
that before I finished asking.
Is there a brand that you specifically?
No, not really.
Just they're all good.
They're
Yeah.
all good. I know where
Yeah.
you're coming from. I know where you're
I think
coming
the only products I would like would be like a Corvette or a Harley Davidson.
I think you guys are missing the product I'd like to see, which is another naked woman.
right, the lesbian 2000.
Yeah, if there was another.
No, I
naked
mean, I don't
woman
know.
out
I
there,
mean,
Cyborg
yeah.
lesbian
The
2000.
the Cyborg Lesbian 2000, which DuPont has finally put on the market. This
God
spring.
bless DuPont.
But no trains.
Yeah,
please.
no trades. Hey, all right.
Trains are cool.
Cyborg lesbian 2000 calendar coming soon.
Can't wait. Can't wait for that.
Mike's gonna throw it right in the garbage. No
Who
trains.
needs
No
this?
trades. Yeah.
Okay, Kevin, you definitely have thoughts on product placement.
Yes, I do. But first, I'd like to get out my tribute to somebody we lost recently, Tim Russert.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
Absolutely.
in tribute to Tim Russert, I'm gonna eat a whole cheesecake later
Oh,
tonight and
nice.
try to induce a heart attack.
Oh,
Yeah.
Good job.
Too late.
Too late?
Not too soon. Too late.
Yeah.
Too late?
Too late.
Oh, well. Anyway, yeah. Product placement. Yeah. Seriously. All right. Yeah. No, seriously. I'm not even being funny here.
I know.
Yeah. Joe brings up a good point in his article about the difference between honest product placement and sneaky bullshit product placement, where they try to like subliminally trick you into shit. Kind of like that Playboy article, which I think is what riled your feathers. It's because it's like that Corona.
It was
in the
jarring.
Back.
It was jarring to see.
Like if in the foreground the girl's just holding out the Corona. It's in your face.
Yep.
You're like, okay, I get it. It's an advertisement. And blah blah blah, but no, it's in the background.
It keeps
it's
popping
kind
up
of fuzzy,
over and over.
it's, that's very shady. It's very
Yeah.
shady, yeah. And a great movie I think that illustrates one of the downfall of product placement that's going to lead to like destruction of mankind is Minority Report.
Mm-hmm.
Very underrated film. The plot's okay, blah blah blah. But
Good movie, though. Good movie.
Good movie. Well done. And one of the good things they get right is like in the future, product placement is going to get so invasive that it's going to invade our personal privacy.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have cereal boxes that sing to us. We're going to have shit that reads our retinas and imagine a movie poster talking to you by name saying like, "Hey, Brendan Fraser, Journey to the Center of the Earth. Kevin Ford, you would like to see this movie. Kevin Ford,
creepy.
why aren't you looking at this poster?"
Creepy.
Yeah, that's where the world's going.
Those things sound really bad to me, but I still don't see what your problem is with singing.
Cereal.
Singing
Yes.
cereal.
Okay,
That's
I
the
like
one thing that
that.
might
All
be
right,
kind
all right. You're trying to watch a slideshow of your dead son, and
What?
and you're fucking
Why? How? What happened?
and
What happened?
And
How did he die?
your fucking Frosted Flakes are like, eat me, I'm Frosted
Oh,
Flakes, eat me.
my
You're like,
God.
Jesus Christ, I'm having a moment here.
You are
For crying
fucking
out
dead
loud.
right, Kevin Ford.
Thank you. Yeah.
Jeez,
Agreed.
Kevin. Wow, you
I'm
really
just
thought
saying,
about
Fight
it.
the future.
Product. All right. Kind of ties in because like what Joe was saying, product placement sometimes comes in at the wrong time. Hey, pretty girl, I got a boner. I'm about to explode. Not my words. I'm about to explode. Blah blah blah. Oh, Corona. Now I should have a beer. Just like what Joe was saying.
Yeah.
It all ties together.
Now you're gonna falsely associate boners with Corona.
Exactly. Yeah. I think there was a Seinfeld where George associated
Yeah, with food.
eating
It's eating
and
with sex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was-
It's
was true.
it's a horrible combination. There's just certain realms you should not cross.
I feel like if I ever got into a political debate with Kevin, like his trump card would be like, "Yeah, we'll try raising taxes when you're looking at a slideshow of your dead son."
Like, what?
And also, wait, and I want to bring this up. Like, Minority Report is the perfect example of like anti-product placement gone awry. What's the worst that could happen? Sean, help me out with like the best example of horrible product placement. A movie called Mac and Me
Oh.
that came out.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like kind of
87.
an ET rip.
Yeah.
We got to talk about Mac and Me a little
Yeah.
bit just
Get
for
it
the
out,
article.
get it out there.
It was definitely an ET ripoff.
Yeah,
Kid
big rip
finds an alien and
He's in a wheelchair too. Kid in a wheelchair finds
Yeah.
an alien, and the whole movie, like all the money that went into the movie was from McDonald's and Coke.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so there's a scene in the movie, about the middle of the movie, where the kid has a birthday party at McDonald's.
Yeah,
Of
exactly.
course.
Yeah.
Right.
And there is probably a 5-minute long full musical scene.
Yeah.
With the employees from McDonald's doing, I mean, a really big kind of musical
Yeah,
number.
and they're rapping and like they got this choreographed dance that they do, and it's like a guy in a Ronald McDonald costume.
And the
dancing
movie
with
is
with
not
the
a
employees.
musical, by the way.
No.
And this isn't like just like a part of like they don't go to see a musical at McDonald's. No, the movie turns to a musical for
Yeah.
one scene at
Yeah.
McDonald's.
And the Coca-Cola part is like the me in the title is the kid in the wheelchair. Mac is the alien that comes from outer space.
Mysterious alien creature.
Mysterious, yeah, like Sean remembered that
Mac.
detail. I couldn't remember that.
Yeah.
From
and,
the planet Donald.
but Mac Mac
I don't know.
comes to Earth like, and he brings his family with him, and his family like is like they're sick and they're living in the mountains. You know, like Mac has to go out and like you know figure out how to save them. So. Basically, so at the end of the movie, like how do they save these aliens like that are dying because they're losing sustenance? They feed them Coke.
Oh.
Yeah.
They give them a Coke bottle, and you see the alien
gosh.
drinking the bottle of Coke, and like, oh, and he comes back to life like E.T. like with the flower.
But
So,
let me also remind you that I
Shameless.
think they just really one upped E.T. because if you remember, how does E.T. know to go
The
places?
Reese's Pieces.
Pieces.
That was supposed to be M&M's, and M&M said no.
Okay,
Wouldn't sign
okay.
off
Yeah.
on the, yep.
But that's legitimate because like any living creature, I don't care what planet you're from,
Yeah, that is
loves
true.
the taste of Reese's
I
Pieces. Okay, that's
I agree.
universal.
I
It's,
agree.
it's fucking
I
delicious.
like the fact that, that like higher evolved intelligence, like their sustenance is carbonated sugar water.
Yeah.
Like that's what they need to
No,
survive.
oh, and even in the beginning of the movie, when they show them on their home planet, there's like these little like geysers, like these little
Yeah.
that come out of the ground, and you see them walking around, doo doo doo, and then they're like, oh, time for a drink, and they're slurping Coke out of the ground, like the sugar water.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
That's
oil
terrible.
over there. Oh.
it's
That's
like their
terrible.
oil. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So product placement, it's good up to a point.
Right.
Yeah, it used to be cool, but when it's ridiculous. I don't know. Is there a way to boycott it? Is there a way to make your
Yeah.
voice heard?
I think you just ignore it, you know. And like if you
Right.
ignore something, it does go away. Bad ideas tend to peter out. But what stories like that always remind me of is, you know, people get afraid of like, oh, a big corporation is going to take over the world. Big corporations
yeah.
are running everything, and like the truth is, like big corporations are lame. Like whenever a corporation gets huge, it gets too big for its own to carry its own load, and it makes really
Yeah.
poor decisions.
The free
like,
world kills it.
And then like it's like they always get forced to go back to what they're doing best, which is make a hamburger.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
the market always corrects itself. I used to write interactive television scripts, and we had to do this one show called it was like Mountain Dew Network on Spike, and it was basically just people like drinking Mountain Dew and dancing for half an hour. And I was like, this
Yeah.
makes me hate Mountain Dew. Like,
Well, hey,
it's
Ayn
so
Rand
horrible.
on
Yeah.
Donahue said that, you know, corporations, you know, they correct themselves.
Right.
Like in the
Yes.
in the free market, and like they'll
Yeah.
Yeah. That
be
was
destroyed.
Ladies
I-
and gentlemen, that insightful piece of political knowledge came from Mike Cosentino, who earlier talked about exploding onto a calendar of women in bikinis on
but
trains.
he finally got philosophical, which was good.
Yeah.
He finally got
Yeah.
philosophical, which was nice.
It made sense to him. Yeah.
It took 45 minutes. We got to Rand, which
It was an objectivist explosion.
so yeah, exactly. All conversations that involve sex and capitalism eventually come to an Ayn Rand
Yeah, exactly.
Ayn Rand.
ending. So, and I know that listener Dan Donatelli will super appreciate that.
the end.
And we'll just skip Sean. All right, no, Sean. Let's.
No,
let's
Sean.
By the way,
I've got
Kevin,
something
that was really good.
quick.
Kevin, that was.
Oh,
I've
thank
got
you,
something
thank you.
really, really
Brilliant,
quick that I want to say. I have a little bit of a problem. I just want to ask you guys if you think this is okay or not. If this was wrong, what I did earlier this week. So earlier this week, I don't know. I was really pissed off. I'd had a bad day at work. I got in a fight with my girlfriend. And I just wanted to let off some steam. And so I pulled over and I just saw a homeless guy sleeping on a bench. And I just walked up to him and just started wailing on him. Just started beating the shit out of him.
That's fucking wrong.
Like just kicking him in the face,
do that.
punching him in the stomach. He started
That's
bleeding.
awful.
It was really bad, and I think I almost beat him to death. Like
Oh,
just really,
really?
I just
Dude,
really
jeez.
kicked the shit out of him.
Wow.
But
Who
at
are
the
you?
last second, right before I beat the shit out of him, before I killed him, before I
Yeah.
beat him to death,
Yeah.
I quickly ran over to a known sex offender's house and slit his throat.
Oh.
Is it okay now? Is it okay? Because at the last second, I changed it.
That's
to
a good
someone who
question for
deserved
Mike.
it.
Mike, is it okay?
I don't know.
Mike, that's a good question.
Sean, I gotta say, I'm impressed.
Wow.
Oh, God,
I
no.
am fucking impressed. That was a great
I
comeback.
I just want to
Like,
tell you how I
man.
feel right now. I feel right now like Henry Ford felt when Adolf Hitler wrote him a letter saying that he respected the way that he ran his business.
I like the way you make everything the same.
Yeah.
I'm very afraid,
Yeah.
but I'll still hang that up on my wall.
Yeah. All right.
Well done, Sean.
Keep it.
Well done,
Keep it.
Condor.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Brilliant.
It's brilliant.
It's
Well
good.
done.
It's good shit.
It's good.
Whoa.
No big word? No big word right there? No. Just
Entropy.
Ah.
very good. Entropy.
Way to go.
All right. Very good. Kevin, I totally pimped you into that. Thank you for rising to the
I know.
I appreciate that.
You pimped me into a callback.
I did
Yeah,
pimp you into a callback. All right. Very good. Kevin, before we go, is of course a member of the Great Adventure. Why don't you tell us what the Great Adventure is doing these days and anything else you have going
Yeah,
on
whatever
right
you
now.
want to plug. man.
We kind of been in a rut lately.
Oh,
and
no,
we're-
no, no. What are you saying? No, what are you
but-
saying?
No, we would go in rehearsals with Craig Kikowski, who was one of the greatest improvisers, ever.
Yeah, their coach is Craig.
I'm so glad we're having
Kikowski.
Jeff on next week.
That's going to be really interesting next
No,
week,
seriously,
yeah.
this is
Oh
interesting.
no, seriously.
Craig
that's-
Kikowski,
Let's talk about it because we
he's
were
one of the best improvisers.
we love the Great
ever.
Adventure. We talk about them all the time. So
Yeah.
go ahead, give us the straight.
I'm just
straight
saying if you saw a Great Adventure show lately and said, "Oh, great, waste of money," well, guess what? We're getting better. We're
Yeah,
we're
that's
getting
good
we're
for
getting
you.
some great rehearsals
Yeah,
in with a great guy, Craig Kikowski.
Yep.
Top guy in improv. So if
He is
you
like the top. Yeah.
So if you want to see a well-oiled machine after it's been fine-tuned, come see Great Adventure at the West Side Eclectic in Santa Monica every Friday at 9:30.
There you go.
Cool.
All right, good. That's
Or
good.
else you can go suck it, bitches.
Hey, Kevin, I would be remiss if I didn't ask this because it comes up so
I was
often
gonna
on
ask.
podcasts.
I was gonna ask.
Like seriously, like guests bring it up because when they listen to the old ones, they're always intrigued with.
They love it, too.
Agent Bear. Like,
yeah, what's going on with
is
Agent
there
Bear?
any
Bear.
update with Agent Bear?
Yeah, I recently in the latest scene I'm working on, I made a bartender pour a glass.
Excellent.
Yeah, pour a glass of whiskey. Yeah.
Excellent.
I really should work on it more often. Yeah.
There is-
can't wait,
I'm telling you
man.
right now, there is a market out there,
know.
and it's not just
I
Doug
know.
Driesel. and us.
So there's interest. There's like
Yeah.
There's a percentage
demographic.
of our podcast, which maybe has 50 to 60 listeners. A percentage, maybe 20 to 30% of those are into your show.
will ask like, oh yeah, like they'll say Kevin Ford, Agent Bear, like that's like the
Oh.
association.
You know what? This weekend I'm gonna finish the strip.
Nice.
I'm gonna finish
good
the
job,
strip.
good job.
The strip club scene will be finished by Sunday.
Good.
I promise.
Good. We want it, and we have to post that stuff because we have people who want to see the Agent Bear.
Okay, we'll do.
I'm excited there was progress. I was afraid you were going to say, oh, I didn't.
That I
work
gave
on it.
up?
Well, not that you gave up.
No,
but,
dude, animation
I know
is tough,
projects
man.
are. That's animation is very difficult.
Well, the Xbox has been a huge distraction.
and you got a flat screen TV too.
Oh
right?
yeah, I just got a flat screen TV.
Yeah.
I'm watching HD movies now.
Yeah.
You know,
Does change your life.
I also thought of this too. I also go to enjoygreatadventure.com.
Oh, the
and-
website.
We got a website
Yeah,
where we have funny videos
Yeah.
and pictures of ourselves on vacation.
starring there's one really good one called
Well,
The
actually, I
Hitman.
believe if you go to ucbcomedy.com, you can also see some Great Adventure videos as well.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Really?
You guys are in a couple
Yes,
videos.
I
Yeah.
know that for a fact. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, son of a bitch!
good.
Awesome.
You and Mosier ought to talk once. in a
Yeah, I
while.
think so.
Oh, Mosier. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Mosier put his thing on
Yeah.
UCB.
Also,
yeah.
I know it's a while away, but you guys are gonna be performing at the Del Close Festival. Also
That's
in
right.
New York
Any
City.
New York listeners? Yeah, August. What is it? Yeah, August.
It's like August
9th?
2nd
Whatever
or
the
9th?
No, I think it's
August
the
9th?
9th. Whatever that Friday is.
Okay.
You have
It's either-
you have a hot time slot.
Yeah,
too,
9:30 Friday
That's
night.
a
which is
Wow.
right
Wow.
Yeah.
almost before ASCAT.
No,
which-
it's after ASCAT actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
ASCAT's at 6, and then they do a whole bunch of really good
Yeah,
shows.
9:30. Yeah, but yeah,
That's
yeah, some of those assholes got to go up at like 3 in the morning.
Yeah,
you know, like
not you
or
guys.
like 30. No, we got 9:30 p.m.
Exactly.
Friday night.
All right, so get cracking with Krakowski and get.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Kikowski's gonna crack his whip,
Yeah, good.
and he's gonna fine tune the well-oiled machine.
Good.
that's Great
I
Adventure.
think even when you guys are off, you're better than 99% of
Yeah,
the
that's
groups
true.
in town. But I mean, anything you guys can do to improve is just going to be lights out. So I'm glad to hear it. We're very excited.
Oh, thank you. Thank
No
you very
problem. All right, very good. So that concludes this week's second column. Carlos, do you want to take us out?
Yeah, take us out.
No, I'm exhausted.
No. Take us out.
You barely talked.
Come on, take us out with
I
your
barely talked. Come on.
Take us out with a 50 of 50.
50
All
of
right.
50.
All right, everybody. It's 64 degrees outside, 63 in the beaches. We gotta hit you out with 50 and 50. All right. This was the second column, and good night, everybody.
That's all for this episode of The Second Column. For more information, go to joedonatelli.com.